What's going on back here again? Reacting to some new announcements made by the UFC. Man, I'm hyped so far. I mean, if you look at the events they're putting out for the next two cards, it looks like it's going to be very stacked. First, let's just start off with the big news. ANKALAEV is finally making his title defense against Alex Pereira. This rematch was always bound to happen. Alex Pereira deserved a rematch. First fight was close. And honestly, it could still go either way. Although now that we got to see Ankalaev go face off against Alex Pereira, I think a lot of answers have been filled for Ankalaev's wrestling and Pereira's striking, and I'm interested to see how both of these guys, you know, evolve and like mix up. I do see Ankalaev. I honestly am leaning towards Ankalaev. Honestly, I think Ankalaev had a very good game plan against Pereira the first time, but you can never count Pereira out. I think in the rematches, he always adjusts. Apart from the Izzy fight, which he did adjust and he was doing way better compared to the first fight. And then Izzy was able to get that knockout, which came out of nowhere. Let's be for real. I think Pereira has a good chance to take the belt back. I mean, kind of seen Ankalaev's wrestling not really be as effective against Pereira as a lot of people thought it was. And now Pereira is going to have the understanding, like, hey, I can defend these takedowns. I have the confidence to go in there and at least be less hesitant with my striking and be able to press because at least he knows he can defend his takedowns. And if Ankalaev, I think he's going to have the picture perfect game plan to be like, okay, now I know I can really truly match with him in the striking. I don't need to sport with my wrestling. I think Ankalaev's striking is really going to be underrated in this fight. I don't think he's going to, if Ankalaev wins this fight, it is going to be on the feet. On the ground, I don't see Ankalaev really have as much success because Pereira is a strong guy. He has good takedown defense, and he has good grappling defense. I don't see Ankalaev controlling Pereira in this fight, but I do see him if he has a clear path to victory. It is by putting pressure on him, by being able to counter those leg kicks effectively, and kind of make Pereira back up. You know, they keep mixing it up. So, I mean, I don't have a prediction right now, but I am really interested to see this rematch because we're going to see two guys come in with two different game plans. And I do think that this is the matchup. Honestly, I think this matchup is just needed to happen. And I can't wait. I think Ankalaev is going to come in here with that confidence, with that aura. And I think Pereira is going to be back here, kind of setting the terms, saying, hey, I'm not done. That was a one-off. This time I'm really going to show how good I am. And I think, with how Pereira's been moving on the internet, not really being as much, on the internet. He's been just secretly training, just prepping for Ankalaev. Honestly, I do think that we're going to see a really good version of Pereira this fight. I think we will. And I think we're going to see Ankalaev. I'm really interested to see how Ankalaev really deals with that. Next, let's go to the co-main. They announced, right? Merab versus Corey Sandhagen. Honestly, this fight shouldn't have been made, but you look at Merab's resume. This was going to happen. He needs a fresh opponent. We need fresh matchups. I would really love to see Peter Yan instead of fighting Marcus McGee fight Merab for that rematch. He deserved it the moment he got that Figgy win, but I think it's clear the UFC are not interested to see that rematch. And I think Corey is gonna bring a new style. We haven't seen Merab deal with someone with the advanced jiu-jitsu Sandhagen has, but I don't think Corey has fought anyone as pressure dominant and as strong and as good as Merab yet. I mean, he struggled a lot against Umar Nurmagomedov with the takedowns, and he looked really hesitant in the striking. Like, he just did not look good against Umar, and I think it's because of the takedown threat. And now you got a more dangerous wrestler, a more aggressive wrestler going up against him. It's just clear that, honestly, I don't see this fight going much differently. I don't think Corey's going to have as much success. But, yeah, and don't mind the noise in the background. It's it's a bit it's a bit loud because I'm in a Starbucks right now. So I just wanted to make this video because the thing just came out. I wanted to make a video. Next, oh yeah, and for the prediction, I mean, I'm just gonna go with Merab straight off the bat. Merab by decision. I think Corey's gonna have some success, maybe being able to scramble with Merab. I think a lot of people kind of do get overwhelmed, but Sandhagen has good scrambles, but he doesn't have the wrestling. And I think I'm really interested to see how he's able to learn from that Umar fight to where he can finally have a better game plan against Marab. Because I do think on the feet, Corey is going to have a lot of tools to be able to give Marab some trouble, with the entrance, with the movement and the speed and the fact with the knees and stuff like that. I think Corey is going to be able to have an interesting game plan. But we've seen Marab, be able to fight these good strikers, that are more reactive, a lot of explosive strikers. You've seen Marab deal with them very well. And with Marab, he's just only getting better and better. So I just think Marab's going to win this easily. Next, we got Yuri Prokoska versus Roundtree Jr. Now, this was the fight I wasn't expecting. Thought maybe Roundtree was going to, you know, maybe fight down. I thought Yuri was going to fight Ulberg, but I don't see the plan they have Ulberg right now. So I guess this is the fight. This is the title eliminator. I actually am excited for this fight. This is going to be a very interesting fight because I think a lot of what makes Yuri good is the fact that he is so unorthodox. Well, you got such a good Muay Thai practitioner, guy who has really good leg kicks, which have given trouble to Yuri in the past. Something that Jamal Hill should have been able to take advantage of. I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. Straight off the bat, here we go. I think Roundtree might take this. I think Roundtree has shown very well, just how much improvements he's made since that Pereira fight. Because he's now fought someone as good as Pereira, been able to make the adjustments. And I think his style is just bad for Yuri. The leg kicks, gonna limit his movement, make him less dangerous, and his counter striking is just on another level. I mean, we've seen Yuri rely on his chin a lot, and it works against maybe a Jamal Hill who doesn't hit as hard, or Rakic, the type of guys who are easily gonna get backed up. But look at Roundtree and Pereira. Those guys were able to. Look at Roundtree. Look at Pereira. He was able to dispose of Yuri pretty easily because of the fact he has good counter striking and good power. And Roundtree has the same thing. I think Roundtree wins this fight, but these predictions aren't going to be until I'm not going to make a full predictions video until October, obviously. But man, I can't wait for these fights. These fights are so good. I really love how they're making the cards. This is a stacked card. I know this used to be UFC Noche, but I'm glad they made this a card really stacked with two exciting title fights we've been needing to see for a while. So I'm really hyped for ANKALAEV versus Pereira too. I think that is the fight I am looking forward to the most. But here's the second most fight I'm looking forward to the most. Aspinall versus Gon. Now this is pretty explainable. I think this fight is just going to be. I think this fight is just truly what's been needed in the heavyweight division right now. Now, a lot of people were complaining Volkov deserved the title shot, all this stuff, but he already beat Volkov pretty easily, and now he's interested. He's given an interesting matchup. I think Gon, in my opinion, I don't think he won that last fight at all. Don't think of this as any different. He did not win against Volkov the second time. I truly believe that, but I know what the UFC were trying to do here. They don't want to make Jones' only good win in heavyweight look bad by losing to Volkov, who Tom Aspinall submitted in one round. So they're giving Gon a title shot as a way to kind of paint Jones as his guy, as this good person. But this is just a bad matchup for Gon in all aspects, in terms of striking and grappling. Tom's a faster striker. He's a lot more stronger. He has a lot more power. Now Gon's body kicks, his leg kicks, and his technicality when it comes to his striking makes him a hard fighter to deal with. But when you're going against a guy like Aspinall, who is going to be in his face, he's going to be there, lunging forward. And with how Gon does leave his chin in the air a lot when he's striking, I see him getting knocked out in the first round. He is going to get knocked out or submitted. And then Aspinall is going to try to prove his grappling here. Maybe Tom Aspinall will strike with him. I don't know. Maybe he will. But I think Tom Aspinall is just going to go straight, bum rush him with the takedown, just try to submit him. Because Gon's grappling isn't good. It isn't. And you'd think after the Jones fight, you would think he would improve the grappling, but no, Volkov was just mauling him on the ground for 2 rounds. And if Volkov's doing that, I don't know. This is just not a good fight for Gon. He's just going to keep getting title shots because he's probably one of the only good heavyweights in the division. He's not the only. He's like one of the good heavyweights that has actual good striking, and is not fat. So this fight was just obviously meant to happen. I can't wait though. I think Aspinall's going to make a statement with this fight. With all the doubters, with all Jones guys, the Glazers, the Tom Aspinall haters, all that stuff, they're all going to be saying, "Oh, you might lose to Gon because Jones beat Gon," and they want Gon to beat him because that means it makes John look good. Tom Aspinall's not going to let that happen. He's going to be like, "I'm going to make a statement in this fight. I've been off for a year because a guy ran away from me. I am going to do what I was going to do to John to this guy, but even worse." And Tom Aspinall is just a bad matchup for Gon in all aspects. I think he's a better striker than Gon. I think he's a better grappler than Gon. It's just such a like. I think you can. I would call this a mismatch, but every guy in the division is a mismatch. I think Almeida may match him on the ground. I think on the striking wise, I think on power wise and striking wise, Almeida gets destroyed by Aspinall. Nobody beats him in this division, and I would have really loved to see John take him on, but John just didn't want the smoke. So I'm gonna go for Aspinall. I'm gonna go by round one finish. I don't know what he's gonna do in this fight, but I'm gonna think he's gonna try to go for submission just because it is the easiest path to. Because Gon does have a bit of a chin, but I think Tom Aspinall is just gonna shoot a takedown within the first minute of the fight and just submit it. Because I don't see Gon defending Aspinall's grappling at all. He wasn't able to defend Volakov's. He wasn't able to defend. He got easily submitted by Jones. Like I'm gonna be real, that version of Jones was so beyond his prime, and yet Gon still got destroyed by him in just 3 minutes. And now he's going against Tom Aspinall, who's in his prime right now. It's just not even fair. It's not even fair. He's a stronger guy. He's a taller guy, I think. He's the better grappler. I'm going with Tom Aspinall round one submission. I think that's a pretty good decision. I don't think Gon is going to give him his toughest fight. I don't think that is his toughest fight. I think his toughest fight might be Cesar Almeida. I think Cesar Almeida would be a bit of a tough fight for him, but Gon is just not a good fight for him. Round one submission. Anyways, that's all. Abu Dhabi picks are coming out um either tonight or I think they're coming out tonight or tomorrow morning. But they're gonna be out soon. I am still making those picks, but they'll be out soon. See ya.